How do caterpillars turn into butterflies? How do butterflies eat? What is a moth? In this book, we're gonna find answers to all those questions and so much more. Why is it like most bugs are creepy, but like caterpillars and butterflies are so cute and cuddly? Is it because they're pretty? Are we being biased? I don't get it. Hello, ducklings. Welcome back to Auntie's Castle. I'm Auntie, and for today's activity with Auntie, we are going to be learning about caterpillars and butterflies. I was a little duckling. I used to be obsessed with caterpillars. And then I guess since they turned into butterflies, I'm equally obsessed with butterflies. Since technically we're reading, that means it's time for you to get comfy cozy. All right, let's see what we can learn about caterpillars and butterflies. Amazing insects. Butterflies are flying insects with beautiful wings. They begin life as caterpillars. This is a peacock butterfly. The spots on its wings look like the marks on a peacock's tail. It really does. How neat is that? Tiny eggs. Butterflies lay eggs on leaves and twigs. The eggs are sticky so they don't fall off. Some butterflies lay more than 1,000 eggs in just a few weeks. Oh my goodness. I'm wondering, have you ever seen these little eggs on a leaf before? I don't think I've ever seen them, but now I feel like I'm not looking hard enough. Many eggs have a thick, rough covering. A caterpillar is growing inside each egg. They will be ready to hatch in a few days. Butterfly eggs come in different shapes. Some eggs look like round pearls. Other eggs are long and thin. A few hang like beads on a string. Hatching out. A caterpillar bites a hole in its egg and wriggles out. This cabbage white caterpillar is hatching. You can see other tiny caterpillars still inside their eggs. First, a caterpillar eats its egg. This gives it energy. It is still hungry, so it eats the leaf the egg was on. Then it moves on to eat more leaves from the same plant. Caterpillars have strong jaws. They can munch through a leaf in seconds. Now, I've definitely seen leaves that have been munched. Have you seen leaves that have been munched like this? Lots of legs. All caterpillars have 16 legs. This is an emperor gum moth caterpillar. The front 6 legs are stiff and pointed for grabbing food. The other legs are fatter. They have suckers for clinging onto stalks and twigs. Some caterpillars move along in big loops. The front part of the body stretches out, then the back part lifts up and moves up to meet the front. That is a silly way of moving. Imagine if we move like this. It doesn't work like that for us. Stay away. Birds and insects like to eat caterpillars. Many caterpillars have patterns on their body to help them hide. This geometrid moth caterpillar looks just like a twig. Whoa, it does. I didn't even realize that was a caterpillar there. Some caterpillars make a horrible smell that keeps other animals away. Many caterpillars try to look scary to frighten enemies. Puss moth caterpillars rear up to look big and fierce. Sweet oil caterpillars eat poisonous plants. This makes them taste bad to birds. Wow, they got lots of ideas to stay protected. Big eaters. Caterpillars like to eat all the time. They find a plant they like and they eat it until it's all gone. These caterpillars are called large whites. They only like to eat cabbage leaves. Caterpillars soon grow so fat that their skin is too tight and they start to split. They wriggle out of their old skin. Underneath is a new stretchy skin. This swallowtail caterpillar has a brand new skin. It leaves the old skin behind. I'm surprised it doesn't eat its skin since it eats its eggs. Most caterpillars change their skin 4 times. Each time the pattern is more interesting. That's so cool. Look at how that caterpillar just gets funnier and more special. Time to change. Soon, caterpillars are ready to turn into butterflies. First, a caterpillar finds a safe, sheltered place. That's important. 2, it hangs upside down using hooks on its body. Its skin splits and falls off. Underneath is a new skin. The skin gets harder and harder until it is like a case. The hard case is called a pupa. A pupa hangs without moving for weeks. inside a butterfly is growing. Some caterpillars hide inside a rolled up leaf before they turn into a pupa. Pupa. I don't know how to say it. Weeks. They gotta be in there for weeks. A new body. When butterflies are fully grown, they are ready to break out of their pupa. Pupa? Pupa. You can see its butterfly wings inside its pupa. A butterfly slowly pushes itself out of its pupa. Then it stops to rest. Its wings are pale, damp, and crumpled. Butterflies have to let their wings dry out before they can fly. This monarch must wait a few hours for its wings to spread out and get stiffer. How do they know how to do all these things? Butterflies don't grow after they've hatched. They stay the same size all their lives. Up and away. Butterflies are always moving around. They never stay still for long. All butterflies have 4 big wide wings. They flap all 4 wings together. The wings are covered in tiny scales. You can see them under a microscope. Some butterflies flap their wings 70 times every second. What is a moth? A moth looks like a butterfly, but it is not quite the same. The emperor moth has smaller, narrower wings than a butterfly. Hawk moths can fly much faster than you can run. Well, I can't run that fast, so that's not that impressive. Most moths fly at night when there are not so many enemies around. This is a Madagascan moon moth. That moth is so pretty. Moths have fat, furry bodies to keep them warm on cold nights. They have feathery feelers that sense objects in the dark. Feeding. Butterflies and moths feed on juices from flowers or fruit. Instead of a mouth, they have a long, thin tube called a proboscis. They drink through it like a straw. Asian vampire moths can prick an animal's skin and drink its blood. I guess kind of like a mosquito. The proboscis is usually curled up. It uncurls when the butterfly drinks. When butterflies are thirsty, they often suck up drops of water from damp ground. Vanishing act. Lots of animals like to eat butterflies. Some butterflies have patterns that help them hide. If this leaf butterfly keeps still, enemies think it's just a leaf. What? This is a butterfly? Glass-winged butterflies can have see-through wings, which makes them hard to spot. A hair-streaked butterfly is easy to see as it flies. Its wings are green underneath so it can hide when it lands. This orange-tipped butterfly looks like the flowers it feeds on. This is so cool. Look at how camouflaged they all are. This is a leaf. This is definitely a leaf. You cannot tell me that this is a butterfly. Showing off. Some butterflies are poisonous, so they don't need to hide from enemies. Bright markings on this swallowtail butterfly warn animals that it tastes bad. Some butterflies have big spots like eyes on their wings to make them look scary. These butterflies both look poisonous to animals, but the one on the left is harmless. It copies the poisonous butterfly's patterns. This moth has a fat body and small wings. Enemies think it's a bee and leave it alone. Big and small. Butterflies and moths come in all shapes and sizes. Atlas moths are the biggest moths in the world. Each of their wings is wider than a page of this book. What? That would be terrifying. The smallest butterfly is called a pygmy blue. This is its real size. Oh, so tiny. This is a zebra swallowtail butterfly. Many swallowtails have long wings that make them look bigger. This helps to protect them from enemies. Birds often snap at the butterfly's dangling tails instead of its body. The butterfly has a chance to escape. Losing a bit of its wings doesn't hurt. Here are some words that we learned to recap. A sucker. A sucker is a sticky pad on the caterpillar's leg. Suckers can help caterpillars grip the stalks. Then a pupa. Don't get me started on this. I don't know how to say this word. It's a hard case that forms around the caterpillar as it changes into a butterfly. The scales are the tiny flat flakes that cover a butterfly's wings. Moth is an insect with wings that look a lot like a butterfly. Feelers, stalks on the butterfly's head that sense smells and sounds. Proboscis, a butterfly's long tongue used for drinking liquids. And poisonous. You ducklings know what poisonous means, right? Something that is dangerous to eat. And as we learned, some butterflies are poisonous. Who knew? These monarch butterflies are poisonous. Their bright markings warn other birds and animals to stay away. So if you were thinking about eating some butterflies this weekend, I would think again, because they are sketchy. The end. That was very insightful. a little scary, but I'm glad that I learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed learning about caterpillars and butterflies. Before we go, let's end with our affirmations. Repeat after me. I am kind. I am strong. I am important. I am brave. And I am unstoppable. And I now have a new fear of butterflies sucking my blood like mosquitoes. That's it for today, ducklings. Thank you for coming to my castle. Before you go, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Can't wait to see you again next time. Bye.